should take place together. What is the reason? I'm saying political and economic integration should take place together when countries are um, developing any collaboration. And I give you an example, very interesting example, that President Trump, which is going to be president in the next couple of months, last time he became president of the United States of America, right? So when President Trump was campaigning for his political campaign, last time I'm talking about, not this time, and he went to Ohio. Ohio is the place where a huge group of, a big group of steel and aluminum manufacturers, they have industries over there. Now I'll just take a little bit towards what is the story about steel manufacturing. First of all, I just would like to tell you that everybody knows North Korea and South Korea, right? North Korea and America are never been good terms. Everybody knows Kim Jong-un. He makes, what the word I should use, very made kind of comments about the United States. South Korea is American ally, close ally of United States of America, South Korea, right? Now South Korea and America has collaboration, business collaboration as well as political collaboration. What is the political collaboration? That South Korea has given insurance to United States of America that that guy Kim Jong-un, who lives in a neighborhood, we have the ability to control his actions against United States because we are in the middle, right? So if Kim Jong-un is threatening American administration that I have my missiles are ready pointing towards New York and Washington, and if you do anything against me, I'll take immediate action. So South Korea is saying we are standing in the middle and we'll protect America from any wrongdoings from North Korea. Now this is the political relationship between United States and North Korea. What is the economic relationship between the United States and North Korea is that North Koreans are very good in developing against steel and aluminum, as Ohio business, a group of businessmen are doing, right? However, North Korean steel and aluminum is more better high quality, and when they enter into United States, it gets very hard for Ohio steel makers to compete with them. Competition takes place. They are selling their steel, and North Korean is selling. South Korean is selling their steel, right? So North Korean is inviting President Trump and saying that President Trump, last campaign I'm talking about, last political campaign. President Trump, here is $20 million for your campaign, but we need one insurance from you. One undertaking. What is that undertaking? That once you become the president and sitting in Oval Office, you will try to create high tariffs against South Koreans export of steels. What does it mean? Everybody knows high tariffs, high taxes, right? So when South Korean steel is entering into United States of America means, and with high tariff, it will be difficult for them to compete with local domestic market of steel, right? President Trump said, yeah, well, no, sure, I'll do that. So Ohio business people are investing in President Trump's campaign and President, Jesus president, and sitting in Oval Office. Now the question is, why other president couldn't do that? They could not because, as I told you, political and economic policies are integrated when countries are negotiating or developing trade deals. So President Trump now in power last time and having Department of Commerce appearing and saying that, guys, put high tariffs on South Korean steel import, right? Because I want to protect my domestic steel business people, right? And Commerce Department said, President, it's not easy, it's difficult. You should have the meeting with Department of State as well. Why Department of State? Because they are the ones who are making foreign policies, right? And President Trump said, no, I have to resolve this problem, so just send this message to the steel exporters to South Korea that this is going to be the tax rate, the on your when you are exporting steel to this country, right? Tariffs. Then, what message they are getting from South Korea? They said, okay, you want to hurt our business people, then bye bye. We are not protecting you from that Kim Jong-un guy, who is like, you know, the kind of crazy statements he's making. So we should, unless and until we have economic collaboration, political collaboration is not possible. So you understand? So that's what I'm saying. That and then President Trump still, I mean, he had promised. So Department of Commerce had to come up with all different kind of solutions. I think they have downgraded the tariff on other things, and they try to make a truce between President Trump, and the relationship is still good relationships with South Korea. Now, also when we are talking about political and economic relationships, we should know that economic relationship is very important. Now, last time when President Trump was starting putting high tariffs on China, you know, President Trump has, when he comes in, the president is a business person, right? He's a businessman. He's a very successful businessman. So when he's sitting in Oval Office, he's thinking in business terms. And he's sincere. I'm not saying that he's making the wrong decision. He wants to protect his domestic industry. That's his focus, right? So he was trying to put high tariffs on China's import in the United States of America. And then when he was doing that, then the leaders of Microsoft and Apple are going to Oval Office and saying, President Trump, you cannot do that, putting high tariffs. Why? Because most of the manufacturing facilities are in China. Microsoft, Apple, all these phones you are using, all manufacturing is taking place by the company named Foxconn. Foxconn is a Taiwanese company, but most of the business is in China. And Steve Jobs, in his lifetime, has given all the contract to Foxconn. And they are developing your iPhones, and they are entering in America. If when they are entering in America and there is high tariff, you can imagine if the situation is going to be a disaster, right? So this is about, I'm talking about political and economic integration. Now I'll take you further that now guys, I just would like to draw your attention in order to understand the whole landscape of political relations. As I told you, there are two things. What is political and economic, right? So when we are talking about, for example, political relations, right? Or the political aspect of international relations. And then there is an economic aspect of looking at international relations. Pardon my handwriting, please. Okay. Now, when we talk about political aspect of international relations, everybody knows that there are different kind of governments that exist in the world in different countries, right? So, for example, what is the political aspect of United States of America? We say that America has a presidential form of government. Everybody understand what presidential form of government? What are the other countries' presidential form of government? There are presidential form of governments, there are parliamentary form of governments, there are communism, there are dictatorship. These are all now presidential and we are talking about parliamentary form of government and we are talking about communism, we are talking about dictatorship aspect. This is all about now. When we talk about America has a presidential form of government, what are the countries who have a parliamentary form of government? India. India is parliamentary form of government. United Kingdom is a parliamentary form of government. Who is the head of the United Kingdom? King, last time Queen Elizabeth, and now King Charles, but they don't have any executive power, right? Executive power is in the hand of Prime Minister, who is the head of the Parliament, right? Parliament of England. What about communism? Where do you see communism? China, right? China is a communism. So means there is a communist party that's controlling all the affairs in the country, right? And I'll go into detail later. And dictatorship. Where do you see dictatorship? Again, Kim Jong-un, North Korea dictatorship, right? So this is the political aspect of international relations, that there are different forms of government. Political, right? Political different forms of government. And when countries are developing collaborations and joining hands, they should know that what is the form of government, who is the head of the state, who is at the end having the most power in the country, and they try to negotiate with that person. Now, what is the economic aspect of international relations? Economic aspect of international relations is that there is capitalism, there is communism, and no, not communism, I'm sorry, it's not communism. Communism is socialism. Capitalism and socialism, and controlled government means the government who is completely controlling the resources of the country. Now, capitalism. Where do we have capitalism? America is capitalist society, right? Mainly Europe is capitalist society, Western Europe is capitalist society. And what about socialism? So, the countries that have communism, what means communism? When the Communist Party is controlling the resources of the country, they try to develop this economic system of socialism. What is the difference between economic system of socialism and capitalism? Socialism and capitalism. In capitalist society, people are free to do businesses, to do things, where they have to work, how much they're earning belong to them. But in socialist societies, the government believes that, in socialist mindset, that there should be fair distribution of resources, right? So let me come up with some example. What's your name? David. So for example, okay, now the best example I can come up with, there is a town. Town has like 200 apartments in the building. This is just taking, for example, say a town, right? And David also lives in that town. Now government is, in capitalist society, government is giving opportunity to everybody that you want to do business, do business. You want to work in an organization, work in an organization. You are into developing a new product, do that, do whatever you want to do. And whatever income will incur, it belongs to you 100%, right? So David is a very hard-working person. He's intellectually very motivated and very intelligent person. So through his hard work, by using his all intellectual abilities, David has the abilities to earn $10 million a year, right? However, there are many other people, those who, 2 more minutes? Oh my goodness, okay. It is okay if I go a little longer than that? Okay. So, I'm sorry to keep the track of the time. So David has earned 10 millions, but there are many others, those who have earned $500,000, $200, or there may be some families or individuals, those who have earned very little, right? So little that it's getting hard for them to provide decent food to the family. So capitalist society will not interfere. Capitalist society, capitalist form of government will say, David has a right to keep that $10 million because that is the return of his hard work. However, communist society that believes in socialism, they say that, you know what, David, I mean, we like it that you have worked hard, because of your hard work you have made $10 million, I would ask you to share like $2 billion and distribute it among those who in order to help them, right? Because we want to maintain a sustainable society. So that is what is the difference between capitalism and socialism, economic system, I should say, right? And then dictatorship and control government in North Korea, dictatorship and control government. In most of the Arabian monarchies, they are monarchies, right? So they are control system. They are not, yeah, I mean, you can call them dictator, but they develop their own policies. Nobody can interfere. I have limited time, and there are many interesting things that I really wanted to share, but okay, let me take it quickly. Okay, globalization of markets and globalization of products, quickly. As I told you, that world is becoming more economically integrated, no matter what the political matters are, right? So globalization of markets, what does it mean? That just think about any popular company, right? Apple, Nike, Wrangler jeans, right? All these are McDonald's, right? All these markets exist around the world. Started from United States of America, right? Alibaba Group started from China, spreading around the world. Tata Industry, Mattel, spread the world. So modern day world, globalization of markets is taking place. Logistics are becoming so convenient, right? So it's not challenging, not difficult to expand business on global scale. What about globalization of production? Time is limited, I would go in a greater length. Globalization of products is a very simple example. Everybody knows Boeing, right? Boeing planes. Boeing, their manufacturing facility is in Seattle, Washington. Up till 1980, 80% of the Boeing's part was manufactured in that facility, right? That was Boeing's Boeing, right? At this point, when we are sitting here, Boeing is making only 16% of part, 1/6. The rest of the parts are coming from the rest of the world, from Japan, from Italy, from Korea, from China, right? Means that when we are sitting on Boeing plane, this plane is made of globalization products. Many products are making up those planes, and everything. I mean, you did think about computers, phones, any gadget that you are using. So when I said that Apple is made by Foxconn in China, right? It doesn't mean that Foxconn, each and every part of this phone is being manufactured at Foxconn. No. What Foxconn will try to do, when you are planning to buy anything, any product, what are the two things that you should take into consideration? Quality and the price of the product, right? Two main things. So when Foxconn is getting the best quality product at the best price, Foxconn is get it from there and add it to Apple phone, whatever instruments, requirements are there to develop it. That is the globalization of products. I'm so okay. Now let me, in the end, since I don't have time, I'm so glad Professor Arrowwood is giving me a couple of extra minutes. I can go in a greater length of international relations, guys, but we'll see maybe next time. In the end, I would say that things are changing very fastly and very rapidly. Before I leave, I just would like to give you a very good example that how world is changing. China 40 to 50 years ago was a backward country. And I told you Communist Party was controlling China, and Communist Party believed in a closed door policy. Nobody can come into China, nobody can go out of China. People didn't have the passport. Very limited Chinese could go outside, right? So Chinese had a closed door policy. Now, what happened? Again, 40 years ago, one of the Chinese leader, not the president, but the leader in Communist Party, he's in a meeting, he said, guys, you know what, I would like to share my thoughts, that if we keep our closed door policy, in next couple of decades, we'll see the way population is growing, that people will be starving. So I'm asking you, the world is changing, right? Businesses are growing. Open the door little bit, not 100%. What does it mean? Because Communist Party cannot lose its control over Chinese people. So, but when Deng Xiaoping forwarded his thoughts, they said, yes, it's a smart idea, we should open the door a little bit and let people coming in and the people going out. Now the door is open a little bit, and they see the way people, organizations are entering into China. Because why? Huge amount of labor at a very low price. When they saw that success, they said, oh, this is smart. Let's open the door a little bit more. Little bit more. Now still, China is moving to mixed market economy. It's not open, like it's not capitalism, but the door is half open. Organizations are entering China, Chinese are coming out. Now China is emerging as the biggest manufacturing facility in the world, right? So in the end, I'm sorry, Professor. So in the end, what I would say is that you are sitting here, what are the modern day problems? The modern day problem is the economic systems, the financial systems of the country. People need to eat. We should think about how this climate change is affecting the countries, what about environmental pollution? How should we take care of the problems that affecting each one of us here and in the rest of the world? That is the most important aspect of modern day international relations. Not wars, not political affairs, but human development and human welfare. Thank you.